Engaged lessons for the 21st century.
Reading and Comprehension, Competing for Resources, Video 13. This is an engaged video created by Willoughby Eastlake Schools. How to use the video lesson. There are 4 steps and/or 4 options. Option number 1, video and questions on screen. Complete video engaged. If you are presently using a smartboard, please remember to save this video first and then open it up with Smart Video Player. Step 2, Option 2, video and print out only the comprehensive questions that are provided. The video will play the story and the students will write on the comprehensive questions. Step 3, Option 3, simply print out the handout only and provide a handout for each student in your class. Step 4, Option 4, simply use the smartboard lesson that is provided only. The resources of any one environment are limited. Depending on which plants and animals share the environment, there may not be enough of everything to go around. All organisms need water, food, and shelter to stay alive. These resources are beneficial, which means they are good for the organisms. When an environment is low on any of these things, organisms must compete for them. Those who get to the resources first have the best chance of survival. Being without water, food, or shelter for very long is detrimental, which means it is harmful to organisms. The resources in an area determine how big the plant and animal populations can be. Sometimes there are too many living things in an area. The weakest of the populations will not be able to get the resources they need. As the weak die out, the populations get smaller. Finally, the area's resources recover and can support them again. Sometimes people will capture members of large animal populations and move them. They take them to another location with less competition. This helps the animals survive. Sometimes the government will allow hunting of large animal populations. Deer and rabbits can be a good food source for people. When there are too many of these animals in an area, they sometimes come into the cities looking for food. They often cause trouble. Hunting keeps the number of animals under control. If you would please, have a student come up to the smartboard for the first series of comprehensive questions. Thank you. Page 1. Please do not pick up a pen until you're asked to do so. Answer the following questions based on the reading passage. Don't forget to go back to the passage whenever necessary to find or confirm your answers. Question 1. Why do organisms sometimes have to compete for resources? Question 2. What kinds of things are beneficial for organisms? And question 3. What kinds of things are detrimental for organisms? If you would, please pick up a pen to answer these 3 questions. Okay, here is what we have as the answers. Question 1. Why do organisms sometimes have to compete for resources? Because an environment may not have enough resources, as illustrated up here in this paragraph. Question 2. What kinds of things are beneficial for organisms? Food, water, and shelter. as illustrated here. And question 3, what kinds of things are detrimental for organisms? Being without food, water, and shelter would be a good choice of answers. If your answers matched ours, that is terrific. If you would please, have another student come up to the smartboard for the next series of questions, and while they're coming up here, if you would please pick up an eraser and erase your answers. Thank you. Page 2. Please do not pick up a pen until you're asked to do so. Answer the following questions based on the reading passage. Don't forget to go back to the passage whenever necessary to find or confirm your answers. Question 4. What kinds of habitat are especially at risk? Question 5. How can we help prevent more habitat destruction? If you would, please pick up a pen to answer these 2 questions. Okay, here's what we have as our answers. Question 4. What kinds of habitat are especially at risk? The weaker ones can't compete for resources and die out. Question 5. How can we help prevent more habitat destruction? Hopefully you came up with a good series of questions and answers. If your answers matched ours, that is remarkable. Fantastic. If you would please pick up an eraser and erase your answers. And we would like to thank you for working with us today on reading and comprehension.